Hey guys, I hope you're all doing very good and good to see you back here for this video. As you can see beside me, there's a couple of rig builds beside me, which one of them we will assemble. So in this video we're going to talk about the mining rig in 2020, what kind of GPU mining rig build options you do have in 2020 and what's the best to choose for your situation. We still do have the competition on. You can just check out the last week's video. You still are available to win 10 Ethereum. So basically there is hidden wallet 12 word C which unlocks 10 Ethereum. It's quite complicated, of course, but we will have some hints in this video and in the next videos until somebody finds the keys for this wallet address. Let's get in straight away and see what we have here. So both of these, what you can see, are quite different mining rigs. One is the closed case and one is the open air frame. So basically this mining rig is the standard mining rigs which everyone used to build. 8 GPU, this is 8 GPU mining rig with 8 1080 graphics cards. It does have the BSR TB250 Plus motherboard, which is the motherboard for 8 GPU, the 8 GPU slots. With a 7 1X and a 116X slot. And this rig also does have two 850 watt power supplies, and it currently is mining Ethereum, and it's mining at about 310 megahash at about 1300 watts, which is okay performance, which is not too bad. It might be, 1080 graphics cards, they don't have the best performance, or any NVIDIA doesn't have the best performance on mining Ethereum because it's memory hard. They do much better the core hard mining algorithms, like for example maybe Green. It might have a bigger profitability mining Green than mining Ethereum. But anyways, so this build here, it's a closed case, the same 8 GPUs. It does have the on the motherboard. It does have the 60 gigabyte SSD card, 4 gigabyte RAM. This seems like has the inbuilt CPU, and it has 2000 watt power supply. And I'm gonna be building this with the 8 RX5700 GPUs. You can see here, and it doesn't want to zoom in. Alright, never mind. These are the RX5700 GPUs. I removed the fans on these cards just because these have high efficiency cooling fans, and the gaps between the graphics cards and the motherboard are quite short, quite narrow, and these graphics cards are quite wide with the cooler attached on them. So I found that the best case is to just remove the cooler, which is quite easy to do it. And also it's a good thing that it doesn't, in the long term when you're mining, usually the fans on the GPUs are first to break, and this is a good option to save the fans to not break and have a higher resale value maybe for the GPUs after, if you're doing so. So the benefits and the differences between these cases, one of the benefits I told you already, you can save the GPU fans with this case. This is more an easier installation, like everything is pre-built. You just fuck it in the GPUs and you are ready to go. And there's not much more to need to do. Just install software, install GPUs, setup, and they are ready to mine. The one thing, these are quite noisy, and it will not be suited just for your home. Sitting somewhere in the living room as a heater in the winter, it won't suit. You will need to watch the TV wearing something like this, earplugs. So yeah, this is the biggest disadvantage of these cases. You would maybe, you know, it's about 60-70 decibels loud, so you would probably need some kind of separate room or a garage or somewhere in the basement. That in that way you could keep such kind of rig, but you couldn't keep nowhere in the house. Where in this case, other hand, you know, these open air frames, they doesn't need so high efficient coolers, because you know they cool themselves very efficiently. That because of there's you know, it's open air, all the heat gets pushed out, and especially, you know, some quiet fans attached on the back of it. It helps a lot, and it's easy. You can easily put somewhere in the house. You know, it's good in the winter. It produces a lot of heat, so it will save you also money. Not only mine cryptocurrencies, but also will save you money on the heating. So yeah, these are the main advantages and disadvantages on these frames. This is a little bit harder to build. Also, this case, you know, these have, you know, very cheap components. What I'm using here, I'm building these with cheap components, and you know, they might sometimes break, but not always. They will be good for mining, but you know, these are, you know, like computer hardware. Is much more reliable. Of course, you can build such kind of rig also with a very cheap hardware and cheap components. Like for example, the power supplies here, EVGA 850G3, the gold. These have a 10-year warranty, you know, and from my experience, you know, I'm mining since 2016. I do still have the same power supplies on a couple of my farms running for nearly 4 years. So yeah, these are very good quality, the EVGA. So yeah, I think I'm gonna put this together. I will install the graphics cards. I will install the software. For software installation, I am using this tool here. It basically copies over the SSD cards. Let me show you how it works. Let me show you how does it work. So basically, the all-in-one frame does have the mini SSD card, and I'm using such tool here where you place in the, because this thing is copying this cloner, basically clones SSD cards, and I need actually SSD card only. I don't have a slot for mini SSD card. So basically, I plug in the mini SSD card here, and it's, you know, converts to SSD card that this machine reads it compatible. One moment. So yeah, the GPU mining, interest for GPU mining slowly is returning, because probably of the top coins from market cap, you know, the profitability, the price growth, and this increases mining profitability, which creates again more interest for mining. Like the Ethereum is almost up 100% since January, which is quite a lot. And it's not only it's up because of the speculation, it's just because of the blockchain usage. You know, there's really a lot innovation going on the Ethereum with the DeFi stuff. So many applications built, you know, where you can do a lending, borrowing, you know, basically bringing the banking on the blockchain. What they do, they are still halfly centralized, but I think it's only a matter of time. So yeah, basically I have inserted, I have Hive here on this is the SSD card. I will copy this over to this 60 gigabyte SSD card. Okay, this is copying, and it will be, all lights will be full, it will show 100%. Meanwhile, let's install the graphics cards maybe in the case. Let's install the graphics cards and see. What I would like about these cases, because everything is pre-installed and it's so easy to install basically the GPUs in it. So if you have already GPUs, you just plug them into the 16X slots on the motherboards. Another benefit on this case is whoever is in mining for a while and has built the open air frame rigs knows that there's a lot of problem always with the risers, you know, the extender cables. I'll show you which are the extender cables if you do not know. So basically these things here, they go underneath the graphics card, which is extender cable from the motherboard. This basically plugs in the motherboard slot in the 1X, and then this is the 16X socket which goes under the graphics card. So basically lifting up the graphics card from the motherboard. You can see here these cables, so there's a gap between the motherboard and the graphics cards. Whoever was building, you know, such kind of rigs knows that there's a lot of issues with these cables, and sometimes you might have a bad batch of cables and none of them will work, and you will scrape your head and won't know what to do, how to fix this issue. Okay, so I have these installed now. Okay, this is ready also. You see, all the lights flashing, so it's ready. I will install this SSD card now into the mining rig. One thing about the mining software, if you are serious about mining software, you know, mining is all about get your mining farm automated. Sometimes it could be a big headache. You know, I have used a lot of different kind of softwares. You know, used Windows, used specialized mining softwares like Simple Mining, Ethos, and now what I have found the best is the HiveOS for me. It works very well, and I can control the rigs very nicely remotely and automate the mining farm. You know, automatic reboots and everything. You know, if there's any issues with the graphics cards. So yeah, it's good practice to choose very nice mining software, and I would suggest you it's HiveOS. Of course, yeah, it is free to use up till 4 mining rigs. After that, it is, I think it's $3 US a month for every mining rig. But if you have like a user with a couple rigs from home, so it's for free to use. You know, if it's your business, you know, it's not that expensive. If you have large mining farms, it's not that expensive to have a good mining software. Of course, all the good things in life, you know, they're never gonna be free. So this, how to insert this GPU having issues. Okay, all the GPUs are in. I'm not going to be screwing them in now, I think there's no need. So let's put the cables on the GPUs. Oh yeah, we can see now it's booting into the HiveOS. So all good so far. and we can start mining hopefully in few minutes. Okay. Okay, I think what it does now, it's updating to the latest HiveOS version. Updating the drivers. We have the worker IP address, so good so far. IP address here. So 7 GPUs are installed. Here you can see the GPUs. Meanwhile, I will show you how to add now rig to your HiveOS account. So basically, you will see a similar panel as this when you log into the HiveOS. If you have no account yet, you need to click the plus button when you create an account. You log into your, first you create a farm, then you log into your farm, and then you click the plus button on the top, and then add worker, and which will add you a worker. So let's name it 777. Password will be 1, and add. So what it does give us, it gives us rig ID 577387 and password. So basically these details we now need to insert here in the HiveOS into the miner, and this will connect the miner to the our web panel. So the rig ID is 577387. Sorry, I'm using the wrong 577387, and the password is 1. You want to change password? No. Okay, this basically has connected to the web panel. I think I need to refresh now here, and I will see the mining rig. Yeah, I can see the 7 RX5700 GPUs. So next thing what you need to do is just create a flight sheet. If you don't have a flight sheet, basically flight sheet is the same as on Windows, as a batch file for your miner software. So I want to mine Ethereum. These GPUs are quite good, efficient for Ethereum. I have already here 21 rigs on this configuration file, so just add a rocket button, and this miner also will start using this configuration file. Next thing is overclocks. Overclocks, I'll just put some default in. Core clock 1340, core voltage 750, memory clock let's put 910, and fans 0, and aggressive undervolting on, save. Okay, and this basically should start mining soon. Miner, yeah, it's starting to show the hash rate. It's starting to use some watts, and let's see how high it will go. I'm not sure if it's using the aggressive undervolting now. Usually it doesn't work HiveOS until you do a reboot, but I'll see if there's any changes. So you can see this rig is already hashing 360 megahash and pulling 990 watts from the wall. 370 megahash. Yeah, these are much more efficient than the 1080 GPUs for mining Ethereum. 1080, as you remember in the start of the video, I was telling that they are using 1300 watts at 310 megahash. So these are 60 megahash faster and uses about 300 watts less. So efficiency is much more better. Also, the price on these GPUs are much more better than the 1080 GPUs. So yeah, it is hashing now at 1000 watts, 370 megahash. So what you see here behind me is two of the 2020 mining rig builds, closed case and open airframe mining rig build. I do prefer more the closed case just because of the simplicity of installation, and I could start mining in 10 minutes if I just have the GPUs to install. Yeah, I could have done even faster in this video if I would turn on the mining rig before I placed the GPUs in it. But anyway, it didn't take me too long. Anyway, it took me about 20 minutes to start mining with this kind of frame. Comment down below which frame do you prefer, which you are currently using, and which mining rig build you might do in the future. Also, I do think mining profits are returning as the currency prices are increasing, and especially because of the Bitcoin halving. This is why I believe that mining is going to come back, especially the GPU mining, because of the Bitcoin halving. And it's not written on a paper, but it's proven by history that every time Bitcoin halving is there, the prices on the cryptocurrencies increases a lot. This is simple math. It doesn't need to be any kind of rocket science, but it is also speculation. Anything could happen. We could have some ban from governments, and these the halving wouldn't do anything good for a Bitcoin price. And when Bitcoin price goes up, the altcoins goes 10 times faster. This is why I was doing the challenge a couple of weeks ago. You can check out my video also, just buying altcoins to generate more Bitcoin in a bull season. Yeah, so the 10 Ethereum challenge, your hint will be, first hint of the 10 Ethereum challenge is the word number 12 is a tropical bird. You can find these seed words in my previous video and my previous post. I will have in this video description all the links to it and all description about this challenge. This hint reduces your chance of winning by about 8%, which is very good, but don't expect it yet also to be very easy. So this was today's video. Hit the like button on this video. Hitting the like button doesn't cost you anything. It increases cryptocurrency adoption by almost 2% now. Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done that yet, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Mine hardcore or don't mine at all. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.